Welcome to my next video as part of my 30 videos in 30 days challenge. And in today's video, we're going to talk about where do negative suppressed emotions come from? Why do we have stored blockages when it comes to us feeling eternal happiness and love throughout our body? Where it comes from is we allow things to happen to us that we don't place that much importance on. Like going for a walk out in nature or driving your car to work. And something happens to you that you don't really care a whole lot about. Like just driving and seeing somebody pass by you going the opposite direction. You allow that to flow through you because you didn't place any importance on it. That doesn't end up being a blockage. That is something you were able to experience right then and there as the experiencer. And you were able to experience it and leave it where it was in that moment in time. But when things happen to us from people that we care about, or events that we care about or place importance on, that's where the blockages come from. So like in the form of a relationship, you really want this person, you really want the relationship to work, and they do something that really hurts you, and then subconsciously, and how you feel tells yourself, well, I don't want that, I don't want to feel like that, I don't want that, that's not good for me. And you deny it or you run away from it. What ends up happening is you end up suppressing that moment. And then you end up having that stored as a blockage. So in your next relationship, you're not able to give yourself fully to that person because you don't trust anymore. Because that blockage was created by that one person, that one event 10 years ago. And now you can't love somebody fully because you're still blocked and you didn't allow yourself to feel that feeling. Like in the past video when I talk about letting go and using the letting go technique. And allowing what has happened to pass through you and not hold resentment, not hold a grudge, is entering spirituality on another level. And when you're in a state of acceptance, you're able to forgive. And when you forgive, you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for them. So, and then every time you see that person again, after that blockage has been set, or somebody screwed you over and treated you poorly, and someone that you see every day or every other day, and every time you see them, those feelings come back. And you tell, I don't want to be around that person. I can't handle it. That's subconsciously stored in there. And if that event that person created to make you feel that way was able to pass through you and be left in that moment in time that happened either last week or 10 years ago, that the next time you saw that person, you'd be in a flow state of loving energy. And even if it's something that's happening towards you that you feel they may not like you or whatever it is, you would have let that go last week. And when you saw them today or yesterday, that you wouldn't be holding on to that grudge because that blockage would no longer be there. Because you would have allowed yourself to feel it and flow through your body and be gone. And then you'd be living more in the present moment, like I talk about. And think about it like in the form of things that have happened to us that screwed us over. And it's causing us to react in certain ways Because our blockages like that, we have so many of them that it creates the way that we live our life every day, in the form of how somebody texted you, how you went into the supermarket, how you drove your car in traffic, or how somebody caught up to you in traffic. And think about an event of getting cut off. You just got cut off bad going into town. And you get so angry, you end up tailgating this person. That just created a blockage, or it's a blockage from you getting cut off last week or the year before, and you're holding on to these grudges from these past events. It's negative suppressed emotion that's creating the person that you are today. So look what happens is you end up tailgating that person, and when you get to the double lane highway where you're able to pass that person, you pass them because you're so angry at what they did to you that you have to look over in the window to see what this person looks like and to be able to make eye contact with them. To either flip them off, give them the middle finger, or give them the, I'm not very happy with what you did to me because I can't handle what you did to me. I can't handle you passing me is basically what you're telling yourself. But when you enter spirituality and on another level, all of these suppressed negative emotions and blockages, which is what I'm calling them in this video, is you're able to deal with them. Is you tell yourself, Dale, I have the tools to deal with this now. This person cut me off. Like I told you guys, I'm a driver out here. It's very hard for me to be a spiritual, positive person because when you're driving on the highway, you're constantly getting cut off. You're constantly in situations where everything is me first. So I choose to let go of the resistance and let people go ahead of me that need to pass. There's no more ego. So when someone cuts you off, if you're able to just let it go right then and there, be like, they're not that great of a driver, but I'm not going to let myself be bothered by it. So you let it flow through you and out of you and gone, and you leave it right there in that particular moment. But when you store it as a blockage, every time someone cuts you off, you're going to get angry again, and you're going to end up tailgating, and then it's going to just really, you feel like you tailgating and getting angry at other people is going to make them feel a certain way. But really, you're only hurting yourself. And if you learn to let go every time these negative things happen to you, and these blockages don't get stored, because you become the individual that's strong enough to let them go each time they happen. So don't worry about that hot person from 5 or 10 years ago that messed you over. And every time you see them, you hate them. Think about someone from high school that treated you poorly or rejected you. And every time you saw them throughout high school or throughout that grade, that year, all of that suppressed emotion created a reaction out of you. That reaction, every time you saw that person, I don't want this. I don't want to feel like this. This person makes me feel this way, so I have to hate them, or I have to go the other way. But if you would have allowed yourself to let that moment in time happen right then and there, that rejection happen and flow through the body and be gone, because it doesn't create the person you are. You become the person who's living in awareness that can observe that feeling and that thought and leave it in that moment in time. It's not that we're going to live 100% of our day in positive energy and everything's okay all the time. There's always going to be things that test us. But it's what you tell yourself in your mind subconsciously and what you allow yourself to believe. And that's what's going to create your life moving forward, is if you don't allow these blockages to run your life anymore. Like the telling yourself you're not good enough because of the rejections from the past. The story becomes that you are good enough. You are attractive, and then you take chances on yourself. You're not afraid to go up to that hot person at the bar. You're not afraid to talk to that cute girl in the fitness class you just joined. You take chances. And if that person don't resonate with you and it ends up being a rejection, well, that's okay. You took a chance. Be proud of yourself for having the confidence to take a chance and try new things and move on from it. You don't need to let these things create your character anymore. Anything that was a failed event that's been suppressed down there is creating the way that you act and feel every day, and the way that you are, which is living in autopilot. And what spirituality is going into the energetic chakras and being able to release what it is that's been blocked, and blocking ourselves from feeling pure love and joy throughout our whole body, to be able to share that with each and every person that we run into a day. And a lot of it comes from the empathic people. I'm going to talk about an empath here. Being an empath is trying to fix things, trying to fix the outer, because something in the inner was not good. And when we would fix the outer and they would feel good about us, that's when we would start to feel safety. So what is happening is those blockages, they stopped you from living through your bottom 3 energetic chakras. And when you didn't feel safe in the body, to feel love, to feel joy, feel creative, your chakras, your energy went up to the very top one, which is the third eye. And the third eye is a powerful one for being able to tune to people on the outside. And if our parents were fighting over us and our behavior, for example, that the third eye could see that dad is upset, so he's arguing with mom because of something I did. And you feel the guilt, you feel, I just can't be myself. I can't allow this moment to just be right here and now because it's so close to me, it's my family. So that's something that's getting suppressed, blocked, causing you to live through your third eye, and causing you to tune to each and every person on the outside of you to try to fix them to feel safety. And that is a blockage that is causing you to live like that every day. Not just in person, but even on people who text on social media. When you text on social media and you feel someone doesn't like you, you feel like you have to fix it. But really, when you enter this next spiritual level and you're more aware of your empathic qualities, you don't need to fix other people to feel safe. You take your frame back. You learn the inner frame technique meditation I talk of, and you become more comfortable within the body. So this is about not letting these blockages run the way we act and feel throughout a day. That we can go back in those old moments in time, and the next time we run into that attractive person that we feel like doesn't like us, we don't need to be mean or rude or stonewall them to try to make them feel bad about themselves because of the way they treated us. We are able to leave the way they treated us in the past, because that's what it is. It's not the here and now. The here and now is feeling safety, it's feeling flow, feeling love. And if that person doesn't agree with you, that you are strong enough to deal with that mentally. And when you deal with it, let it flow through the body, even if the feeling is not great, even if it makes you feel unworthy for a little bit, that the feeling will pass through the body. When you allow yourself to feel it, it will go. It will be gone from the body and dissipate, like I talk about in the letting go technique video. So feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will link the letting go technique video at the end here. And thank you for watching.